Health Ombudsman Professor Malegapuru Makgoba says what he uncovered at Rahima Moosa Hospital is far worse than the complaints he received.
In fact, in the scathing report that he presented yesterday, Makgoba found, among others, that the hospital is dirty, filthy and unsafe. That facility was under a year-long investigation after several doctors and health practitioners complained, mainly about the CEO. In fact, you might remember one doctor, that's Tim de Meyer, went going as far as writing an open letter pleading for better working conditions.
It's a typical South African habit of making complaints, and then there are investigations, there are findings, there are recommendations, and after that everybody goes quiet and nothing happens until the next disaster, and then we get told that we are a resilient people because we take all the knocks in life without actually doing anything to improve the situation or to prevent the situation.
Well, Newzroom Afrika's Tumaole Mohlaoli is outside Rahima Moosa Mother and Child Hospital this morning, and he joins us live. And Tommy, it really is, it gives credence to the complaints that we've seen coming out of Rahima Moosa for many, many years. But the big question now is, you know, this report from the Ombud is now on the table. He makes several, Professor Malegapuru Makgoba makes several far-reaching recommendations for what must happen now. Whether it will happen is another question altogether.
Indeed, Michelle, another question altogether. And in terms of trying to find answers, you know, just in the time that I've been here, trying to approach those who have been coming out of the facility, many of them, of course, with this being a mother and child facility, a key mother and child facility, it must be said, despite the challenges that it's facing, it was one of those award-winning facilities in Gauteng province, a shining star in the cap of the provincial and indeed the National Health Department. But to find this report and to see where it is now, has really been quite disturbing. So in terms of my engagements, many of the mothers that I spoke to, one or two in fact, were saying that they're reluctant to come on camera, but the view that I get is different depending on who you speak to. One of the ladies said that they found that the facility was in an alright state and they got the help that they were seeking. However, another lady that I spoke to said that it's absolutely shocking and that you know, the state of the facility is nothing to write home about and they want more to be done. When I asked what more can be done or what more should be done, they said that they need to have this facility brought up to standard before then she walked away. So certainly that is just a cross-section, although only based on two people, but certainly the people that I spoke to. But when you look at the report itself, under there's various headings, I mean, it's got far-reaching recommendations and far-reaching findings. Under facility management, for instance, it says that the facility needs to ensure business support and systems to promote optimal management of the institution as well as optimal service delivery. Now, when one looks at the complaints that have been coming over the years, over the last couple of weeks leading up to this particular investigation, certainly on that front, it seems that the hospital has fallen short, and the recommendations there would be that there needs to be, of course, an improvement in terms of backing up and shoring up the staff, the service staff, as well as maintenance. We also saw in the report concerns about the infrastructure itself, the state of the roofs, the state of the infrastructure, water facility, the piping, the aging infrastructure in this facility. That is something that falls squarely on the doorstep, not necessarily of the CEO, because recommendations would have been made and sent upwards in terms of the management to the Provincial Health Department. For now, the Provincial Health Department is saying they are studying this particular report and will come with a detailed response as to what needs to be done, what should have been done, and on the question of accountability.
Very interesting indeed. The Gauteng Premier, in fact, also instructed in that report, Tumaole, that this hospital must be the first one to be refurbished in the next 6 months. There are various timelines given in the Health Ombud's report. The Health Ombud also wants the CEO replaced in 3 months. There's also a 2-month deadline for a competency assessment of the leadership and management of the hospital. It's certainly a story that is sharply on our radar. For now, Tumaole Mohlaoli, live to us there at Rahima Moosa Mother and Child Hospital. Thanks very much indeed.